What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. I know you're probably reading that title like, what's she talking about? No, it's real. I've been contemplating on doing this video for a little minute because at one point I was just like, let me just not address it and hopefully they'll go away. But it hasn't gone away, so I'm like, makes no sense to keep hiding it. If I have this platform, might as well go ahead and talk about what's been going on. So yes, I have been dealing with some of the oddest harassment in school, and I never thought that I would deal with something like this. And it's still like, this is so juvenile. Like, how childish can we be? It's been going on since about the lawyer in me is gonna try to make this politically correct as possible. So I'm gonna approach these as if I'm just gonna say what happened and y'all gonna piece together what's going on and we gonna see if I'm tripping. So my irritation and the situation, in my opinion, has been going on since October 15th. So October 15th was a Monday, and it's crazy that I remember the exact date, but October 15th was a Monday, and it was the very first day of midterm week for my school. So I didn't have a midterm that day. However, I was studying because, you know, either you got it or you don't. So during midterm week, I was studying. I had this one classmate. We kind of had, for whatever reason, like when I feel like somebody's vibe is a little off, like my Libra scales, if it fluctuates too, you know, rapidly and it's just not right, I kind of just separate myself from the situation. So I had heard that this person had said something, and instead of me being confrontational, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be the bigger person and I'm just gonna let the situation go. Boom. So towards, I want to say maybe from like March to May, well no, March until the first week of school, well technically not the first week of school, from March until about what was that, orientation week. So I'm an orientation leader. This person, one of the people, is an orientation leader as well. So from March until that day, we had not spoken, right? So by the time orientation came back around, we kind of was like, you know, like he was like, you know, what we even beefing for? We don't like, why are we not talking or whatever? And I was like, you know what, I'm not even about to, you know, look back at the situation. Whatever happened, and I'm just gonna, you know, we could be cool or whatever. I ain't gonna beef with you. So boom, we kind of just did it. From that point on, we were straight again, you know, not necessarily talking every day or whatever, because we hadn't really been that, like, we was close, but we wasn't like, I'm gonna call you every day, like, type of close. Like, we just weren't that. So you know, we would text every now and again. You know, he was cool. We'll speak when I see each other, when we'll see each other in class and things like that. Real simple. So from that point on up until that Monday, we had been straight. So he was in my class. I had asked my closer, like my friend group that was in class, if they knew what the reading assignment was. They hadn't, you know, they didn't know the information. So I texted him. I was like, you know, so what's up? What's the reading assignment? Blah, blah, blah. I texted him at like 9 o'clock. So at 9 o'clock, I was on this certain subject. And then by the time he actually, you know, got back around and contacted me, I had switched subjects because I would switch to, I think, whatever the first test was, maybe commercial. I had switched subjects, so I wasn't even on that no more. So it was maybe like an hour or so later once he finally called. So I'm like, first off, why he calling me instead of just texting me back the answer? So I'm like, whatever, let me answer the phone and, you know, see what he's talking about. So I answer the phone, and the first thing that this person greets me with is such and such on the phone, so watch what you say. I'm like, what? So I'm already in defense mode. I'm like, this is odd. Like, why are you calling me and trying to warn me about something that, like, why are you trying to warn me for something? So my defenses are already up because I haven't spoken to this person since like maybe March as well, maybe a little earlier than that. But this person, I ran into this person one time in March, but then I stopped speaking to this person in January. So I was like, this kind of feels like an ambush. Like, why are you both calling me this late at night? So anyway, fast forward, this person, once they are addressed, as far as I'm like, why am I gonna have to censor myself? You call my phone, you don't pay my bills, so you're not about to tell me what to do. So again, my defenses are already up. And then by that point, the person is also, you know, jumping in like, you know, why is she like tripping? And so then they're like, you know, we need to talk to you about something that we heard. You know, there's rumors going around about you and this, that, and the next about me sleeping with somebody at the school. And I'm like, all right, first off, number one, I'm 27. So if I wanted to, I could. Like, I don't understand the purpose of you being so upset calling me about that. Like, okay, at that point it's either like a, you know, she's grown, why, you know, what's going on? Two, my next thing was, why are you calling me so offensive and defensive? You know, you're cursing, you're screaming, you're yelling, you're doing all this craziness, and it's just not making sense to me, right? And then I'm also like, why are y'all talking about me on the first day of midterms? Why are y'all not focusing on studying? We're here for school, right? And so then this person like, you know, I ain't here for the law school ish. I ain't doing this, that, and the next. And so this person continues to scream and yell. And so I'm like, you know what? I hung up because I'm like I said before, you don't pay my bill. I don't talk to y'all, and I already told y'all that this rumor is false. I ain't tripping, so why are you so mad? So I hung up. So I'm like, you know, I'm not about to let y'all kind of just distract me from, you know, studying for midterms. So then they called back maybe about 10 minutes later. By that time, I'm starting to text message my friends like, y'all, why such and such on my phone talking about all this craziness, right? So fast forward to about 10 minutes later, they call me again. And this time, one of them is like, the one who called, oh, let me also say, the one who called me, we had just got back being cool. But the other person, I blocked that person on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and your number's blocked. So you don't have any method of contacting me aside from what you did, which was go to talk to this person to get them to call me, right? So let's keep that in mind. So this person is blocked, right? So the first person whose phone they called me from, this person was like, you know, don't hang up on me, this, that, and the next. What you're not gonna do is hang up on me. And like, a part of me was, it seemed as if this person was playing or trying to be playful. But at that point, like I told y'all, my Libra scale, once it's tipped the wrong way, it's done. So I was just like, this is what we're not about to do. You're not about to call me crying. You're not about to call me cussing. You're not about to do all this stuff. You're not about to disrespect me because I'm not disrespecting you. I have not contacted you. We have no reason to talk. We have no method of talking because you're blocked. Like, I don't see you in school. We don't have no classes together. I don't mess with you. So it's like, why is it even any of this? So fast forward, the other person on the line starts saying things like, you know, because I know where you be at, drop your location, stuff like it's on site. Okay, when you say stuff like that, I'm gonna need you to actually stand by what you say. Because where I'm from, telling me it's on site and I know where you be at and to drop my location, that's basically you implying that you're wanting to fight. So I'm like, I'm in law school. At this point, it's gonna be self-defense. So by the time that person got the first threat out, I thought about it and I was like, you know, if I retaliate in any way, I'm gonna be the one to look at the bad person. Because I think, like, I'm the oldest, I'm the middle oldest in this situation, and I'm a female, and it's like I'm already seen as like this opinionated kind of headstrong person. So let me kind of save myself. So to save myself, I recorded the conversation. So the conversation was maybe altogether probably about 50 minutes or so, maybe 50 minutes or so, because the first call was 7 minutes and I hung up. The second call was maybe about 40 something minutes, and I recorded about 40 minutes worth of that conversation. So most of them threats got on recording because I was like, I need to think smart because, you know, we in law school. I got to stay a step ahead of you. So recorded the conversation because I was like, just in case anything does happen, you dropping threats like it's on site. I know where you be at, drop your location. Cool. Whatever happened, I got some recordings of you on the other end saying that. So recorded the conversation anyway. I kind of just let that person kind of talk to themselves to get all the little threats out. Cool, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. So the next day, the person that called me, I feel like maybe that person texted me the next day and was like, you know, it was something real random. It was like a party invitation or something like that. And I'm like, nigga, move. So from that point on, I kind of just ignored that person the whole day. And then that person caught me in the Commons. The Commons is pretty much just like an area that's kind of reserved for the students. You know, if we have lunch, you want to sit up in there. They got study rooms up in there, got TVs in there too, so you can just kind of just sit and chill out. So I'm sitting up there kind of just chilling out. I'm still kind of irritated because I'm just like, I'm irritated at the thought, the audacity at this point. So this person walks in and I'm just looking like, please don't come talk to me. And what that person do? Come talk to me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then they get a little defensive and they're like, you know, it wasn't even none of that. It wasn't supposed to be like that. You know, I just wanted to tell you that people, you know, talking about you. There was like, this organization is talking about you, and they blamed it on the whole organization. Like they blamed the whole organization. So I was like, I don't even talk to none of these people for them to be talking about me or worry about me. Like I'm cordial with some of them, but like I don't really we're not that cool for it to be none of that. So I was like, that's odd. So but I was like, whatever. So I was just like, you know, as a friend, as somebody who is also, you know, in Greek life, we bonded based off being Greek, you know, and I thought we would have had a better, you know, relationship than this. And, you know, the fact that you would let, you know, me be a topic of conversation like that and not defend me, that was fake. And the fact that you will call me with somebody that I don't talk to, that's also fake. And the fact that you calling me on some, why y'all not friends, you know, all these threats and stuff like that's even more fake. So I'm like, I don't understand. And then the person was like, you know, well, it wasn't just us two in the room. It was about 8 people in the room talking about you. And I'm like, why am I the topic of y'all conversation on a Monday? Why does little old me matter that much to where I got y'all shook on a Monday? Like, not even club going up on a Tuesday. Y'all getting drunk and thinking about me. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm done with this conversation. Nothing you can say to me will make this make sense ever, right? So at that point, I don't tell nobody I got the recording. I didn't mention it, but I did tell my friends that they called me on some crazy stuff. But I kept the recording to myself. So fast forward to the following week, another one of my friends ended up getting a text message from this random guy that she doesn't know. And I'm gonna kind of loosely tell this part. So she got a text message from a guy that she doesn't know, basically implying that he had got her number from one of the people that had called me. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, this person ain't learned from messing with me, like, to just chill out. And so then my friend confronted that person and it was pretty much like, you know, don't get my phone number out. I don't know what you got going on. Don't talk to you. This person don't know me through you, like all this crazy stuff. And so that person went into defense mode and was like, you know, this person trying to set me up and blah, 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 and all that crazy stuff. So fast forward to the next Wednesday. So I got called on the 15th. My friend got the message from the random guy on the following Monday. And then by the Wednesday, I get this random email from the dean of the law school saying that she needs me to come to the office before 4 p.m. At that point, it's 2 o'clock. I'm in my evidence class. I'm like, I got called to the principal's office. And on this day, like, I have on this pretty pink dress. I have on some at least 4.5-inch heels. Like, y'all, I'm looking just peaceful. Like, I'm just peaceful, right? We got the whole breast cancer awareness month going on. I'm in BOSA. I'm on the executive board. So I'm just, you know, being festive with the, you know, pink for the month thing. And next thing I know, I'm getting an email saying, come to the office. Never been called. Like, I have never really had any problems as far as having to be called to the principal's office in school. Like, I might have gotten sent to the principal's office for like doing crazy stuff, like laughing in class and something like that. Like, my teacher would get mad and they'll send me to the principal's office, but I've never literally gotten called to the principal's office like, you need to come here. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm going. And then by the time I get in there, you know, she's really cool or whatever. But at this point, my defenses are up because I'm like, why am I here? So once I get into the dean's office, she's like, you know, someone, you know, your name was mentioned in the report and I kind of just have to follow up with it to see what's going on. Are you familiar with the situation with such and such? And I'm like, You mean when that person called me? So pretty much, long story short, this person ended up going to the dean's office with their parent, and reported that they were intimidated at the fact that they thought that my friend and the random guy that had messaged her was planning to attack this person at school, and that, what else they said? They were in fear for their life. They basically implied that my friend was one of the reasons why their car kept getting broken into. They implied that they were just pretty much in fear for their life. So at this point, I'm like, but why am I here? If you're scared of them, why am I here? And then, you know, the dean was like, you know, your name just got brought up by both of them. So, figured I would call you into the office too. So I'm like, well, did that person tell you about when they called me last week about this craziness? And did that person also tell you about, you know, the fact that they threatened me several times? And the dean was like, oh, I didn't hear all that. And I was like, you know, it's funny that you didn't hear all that, because I thought that would be the story. So guess what, dean? I have it on recording. So what did I do? At that point, I went home and I contemplated. I was like, you know, should I or should I not send this audio recording to the dean? I told her I was gonna send it, but should I or should I not? So then I talked to my mother and I let her and my sister hear the recording. At that point, they got so heated. Like I was just kind of keeping it all in. Like I had went through midterm week and I was just like, I'm gonna keep this into myself. But by the time I got called to the dean's office, I'm calling the principal. By the time I got called to the dean's office, I was like, you know what? You don't have my best interest at heart. So I was like, I'm going to send it in. So by, I think 11 p.m. or so, I sent her the audio recording and I was like, washing my hands of it. Just leave me alone. If you had not went to the dean on me, I would have had no reason to do that to you. So sent her the recording in. Now I had some other stuff on there with people saying some crazy stuff about like drugs and stuff like that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. But I sent her what you said. It's on site. I know where you be at. Drop your location. Cool. She got that. So, you know, we go through, you know, maybe like a week or so. Like not... Okay, so like from that Wednesday to the next Wednesday was straight. But by the time we got to Saturday or Sunday, it was like, oh, it hit the fan again. So this is when the creepiness starts happening, the odd, the obsessive behavior starts happening. So November 3rd is when we actually got our first set of text messages from these random numbers that we don't, like, there's no real way for us to track them individually. Like, we've used trackers ourselves, we've contacted the school, and the story will kind of progress, of course, as it has been doing so. So you'll kind of see the measures that we've taken beyond just ourselves. So on November 3rd is when we got our first set of messages. And in this message, it said, you two bitches are wrong for what you did. I pray God forgives your souls and cleans your hearts because you will need it come judgment day. First off, that judgment day stuff, that sounds like some of them serial shooters type of thing. So I was like, yeah, that's weird. And it also said same goes for your gangster friends. And so basically when they say same goes for your gangster friends, they're talking about the other 3 friends that were in the room who have now also started to receive messages. So after that, I was like, all right, I talked to the other girl. I was like, you know, it's time for us to actually contact the cops. I mean, not the cops, contact the school at this point, because, I mean, we're being targeted for something that we didn't do. And clearly, like, you're saying we're wrong for what we did. At that point, nobody knew I had the audio. Nobody knew that I had really talked to the dean. They had seen me maybe walk into the dean's office. But aside from that, nobody really knew what happened. So it was like, clearly that is this person, the same person that, you know, went to the dean on me to begin with. I mean, it just makes sense for it to be them, correct? So I filed my initial complaint with the honors court the next day, sent in the audio recording to them. I sent in my complaint, and I also sent in, I want to say, the text messages, as well as a screenshot of the call log from whenever they first contacted me, and I pretty much explained what happened in that situation. I also detailed, you know, how I got calls to the dean's office on some crazy stuff. So I pretty much went into detail about everything that happened to that point. So fast forward, I want to say the next set of messages actually didn't come to myself and the other girl who had got targeted, that set of messages went to another, like to my other 3 friends. So one of them got a message that said like, hey freak, and since then she's been freak for whatever reason. I really don't understand why, so I'm not gonna put that messages in there because I don't have all that information. However, one got like something that said like, hey freak, you know, stop messing with guys that are, you know, breaking up happy homes or something like that, to that, something like that. But it was like, she's not, like, what are you talking about? She ain't talking to nobody that's like married, and like, what are you talking about? So her messages was kind of confusing. And then there was another, my other friend, they called one of my friends a 4-eyed big black bee. And I was like, y'all are doing a lot. And you know, that friend is a little more aggressive than the rest of us. So where we were like not responding, she was like, you know, if I find out who you are, you know, pretty much I'm gonna insert your words here. And then they called another one of my friends a short bee. So it was like, okay, she is short, like, all right, cool. So basically we would start getting messages like that. I want to say that came maybe like a week after we got ours, and then, you know, there was like a dead week, and then, you know, we'll get messages again, and it'll be stupid stuff like, I'll just put like some of the messages up in the, you know, thing. And basically it got to the point where every time we get a new set of messages, we'll send it to the dean. Get messages, send it to the dean. And then come finals week, this is when it started to get really weird. Like right before finals week, we were like, you know, y'all are clearly trying to do this again. So they had kind of died down for maybe like 2 weeks. So we had got to the point where like, okay, maybe they realized that this is childish. Yeah, because at that point we had, you know, we had the honors court complaint. The honors court had spoken to them as well as spoken to us. We had, the only time I see these people is like if something big is like, if it is weird, because it'll be like, okay, I just spoke to the prosecutor for the honors court, but you're just sitting here lingering and you're talking loud and you're on the phone and you're trying to make it to where I clearly see you. It's like, I get it, you're here, but you're really not that big of a deal to me for me to actually just be like, oh hey, like I don't talk to you, we're not friends, like none of that. So it was like, well, I'll see them kind of in passing, but like once you are not good in my book, like my brain kind of just eliminates you. So I wouldn't really see this person, but it was like odd. I was starting to realize that once I did see the person that I think it is, something would happen, right? So it's like, I'll go all this time without seeing you, and then I see you, and then I get some messages. So it's like, all right, whatever. So right before school ended, we had a bomb threat at my school. My school was one of the ones that had gotten the whole series of bomb threats. And when it happened, it was the day that we had to submit our appellate litigation brief. So we were supposed to be there until like at least 5:15-ish, because I think we weren't gonna have to, it was something like that. Like we weren't gonna have to stay the whole time. We were just gonna have to, you know, turn the brief in and we can do it. So that's what that was for. But that day around maybe, I don't know, I want to say it was maybe like 3 or so, like not too long before we had to turn our briefs in, we actually had a bomb threat. And so we had to have an emergency evacuation of the complete campus. Everything got shut down. We couldn't go back into the school, none of that. So instead of missing out on any time to like finish working on our briefs, because our professor was still like, you know, you got to turn it in by 5 o'clock, we all decided to go by one friend's house. One of the friends is one of the people, you know, of course, that's been being targeted. So it was like literally everybody that's been targeted, we're in this one spot. So we all go to her house, and we're like finishing up. Well, all of us minus, I think all of us minus one maybe. So anyway, we all cool, all chilling. So then about 7 or so, like 7, 8 o'clock, we separate. And then by the time I get home, one of my friends dropped her message in the thing. And so at this point, I'm like, you know, it's crazy that, you know, today's when you message us, why are you messaging us? So on this one, this is when I actually went back at the person. In this message thread, they said, hey ho, you aren't so big and bad without your 2 ugly A bodyguards around. Whenever you want to pull up, let me know. It's on site. Now, if you remember from the conversation that I spoke about before, these are the same words that were mentioned, right? And the only people that really knew about the situation at this point was the dean. Well, several deans at the school, because I had reported this person to so many different people, but the deans, as well as the people that were now being targeted, knew about this particular verbiage. So, said it's on site. That goes for you and your ugly A friends, especially the fat ones. First off, none of my friends are really, I would consider them fat, but okay, if you don't have any other descriptive words, I mean, whatever. And so then I said, all right, insert the name of the person here, because at this point it's like, it's too clear that it's this person. The other girl that's being targeted said the same thing. All right, that name. Never denied that it was them. Kind of just passed over it. I guess they were excited at the fact that I responded finally. So then they said, get a new wig, Dusty B, paper AB. How does it feel to suck someone's D that doesn't even acknowledge you? Stop. Effing dudes that don't care about you, stupid B. Okay, let's address that too. I find it very interesting that this person cares so much about me and what I'm doing, and it's really bothering them at this point. You know, it's kind of like you're really pressed. You're really upset. So I just don't understand why. But I mean, if you, okay, like, and you're mad over something that's not even true or relevant. And again, this conversation ties back to what? The initial conversation. Yet this person said that it wasn't them. Remember. So then they get into, I'll handle you second. So I'm second in the tier of getting you. And then the other friend who got the fake, the random text message from the guy, she's first. And then my other friend who is the freak, she's third. And I don't know if the other people are, the other two friends got in order or whatever, but I just know that I'm second, whatever. And the thing is, I'm really, at this point, like, I don't even care about the insults. I don't care. I just want you to leave me alone, because I don't understand why you're so worried about me and anything that I'm doing, because I really don't see you. I don't acknowledge you. I don't notice you. You're not relevant to me for me to even care that much about to say anything to or about. You don't come up in my conversations. We're not friends. Like, I don't acknowledge you. You don't exist to me. I don't see you. So why do you care so much? Why do you care so much that you're reaching out to me on from different text messages, from different numbers at that? You're going out of your way to make different fake numbers just to mess with me. I'm glad that I matter so much to you. So then I said, girl, let that hurt go, as far as me not being your friend. Let that hurt go. And then they said, let that wig go. It's been on your head all year. Changing the part isn't working anymore. All right, cool. It's fine if you don't like my wig, but first off, why are you paying that much attention to me to know? And guess what I did after that? See, one thing that I need people to understand, once I realize that you don't like something that I do that has nothing to do with you, I'm going to continue to do it just because I know it bothers you. So guess what I did after that? I flipped apart, and I flipped apart again, and I flipped it, and I flipped it, and I flipped it. And I kept flipping it because guess what? That has nothing to do with you, and I don't understand why you're mad. So if it makes you mad, my dear, I'm going to make you even more mad. I'm going to give you even more reason to be mad. I'm going to give you the ammunition. I'm going to poke the bear. Why? Because I don't understand why I'm mad at you that much to begin with. So, yeah, I was petty LaBelle. So then the next day I decided, I'm like, at this point, you're too comfortable. I'm tired of playing with you, and I already know your game. I know what you're doing because you've been doing it since October. And now you're continuing to do it. Like, at this point, I'm like, I'm done. So the next day I went to the dean, and at this point I'm like, look, I don't know what's going on. I haven't gotten the response I want from the honors court. You haven't told me what I want to hear. So at this point, my next stop is going to the police, because I've been told to kind of keep this under wraps because of blah, blah, blah. At this point, I'm going to the police. So the dean I need to speak with at the time was not there. So I was just like, look, I got a student complaint, a harassment complaint, and somebody gonna listen to my case today. Either that, or I'm going to talk to, the dean of the law school, or I'm going to talk to the president at TSU. Somebody's gonna listen to my case, and somebody's gonna figure this out, because it makes no sense for me to be on campus wondering about who about to try to do something stupid to me, because they're so worried about me and me not acknowledging them is being a problem. So I was like, look, somebody about to listen to what I'm saying. I'm not gonna leave this office until somebody can hear me. So they sent us to another dean, and I'm like, look, this was gonna happen. Next time I get a message, and I'm telling you this, next time I get a message, I'm going to the police office. Because at this point, I can't trust nobody. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm looking at everybody sideways, because it's like, I think it's this person, but could it really be you? Like, are you looking at my face smiling, and you know you're in this organization that they mentioned so long ago? It's like, are you one of the people that's talking about me when you know nothing about me? So at that point, I'm just like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to the police. That dean was like, cool, all right, bet. So the following day, I didn't go to school that day, but my other friend did go to school, and she she went to the dean, because the dean was finally back, and we had also emailed the dean that night with the updated information about, you know, how it's getting out of hand, and I'm really just not here for it. So the dean was like, can we have an emergency meeting today? And I was like, I'm not driving back up to the school because this is stupid. I shouldn't have to. First off, I'm cramping, you know, TMI, but I'm a girl problems. I was like, I'm not feeling good, so what I'll do is y'all can call me, and I already know how I am, because like when I get cramps, I get bad cramps, and so I'll like I have blacked out before, you know, so I'm like, I'm not even trying to. When I feel like this, I need to stay at home and in the bed and all that good stuff. So I was like, y'all can call me, and I will gladly, you know, pick up the phone, and we're gonna talk about this over the phone. So once that little meeting happens, you know, I'm on the phone, and I'm kind of quiet because I'm frustrated, and I'm like literally shaking at this point, because I'm like, to be in your, not literally in your presence, but to hear your voice on the phone, you're lying and all this stuff, and it's just like, it doesn't make sense to me. And so I missed a part of the story. So when I told my mother and explained to her what happened, she was, of course, you know, a mother. I let her hear the audio, and she was upset. So my mother is very protective of her children, so she took it upon herself to reach out to that person's mother, and she was pretty much, in so many words, she said, you know, get your child before I get him. And that was that. And so then that mother contacted, I want to say, my mama put her number in the Facebook message, and that mother called my mom, and they have been talking on the phone, but it was like, I just happened to come home like when they were ending their conversation. And so in the conversation, it was kind of weird, because it was like, once I walked into the room, they kind of went back into the conversation, like, and I kind of heard everything that person had told their mother and was trying to feed to my mother. And so at first I was just like, you know what, I ain't trying to talk to this person. I ain't trying to hear nothing you saying, because you lying. And so then my mom was just like, you know, if she lying, fact check her. So then I started getting, but you just said this, that, and the next, and on this phone call, now you know, you said you wasn't with this person, and now you're saying you were. And then they're like, you know, well, maybe I wasn't being completely honest. Yeah, maybe you weren't being completely honest. And then that person's mother also admitted that person had showed her how to send fake text messages and kind of bragged on it. So I was like, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna keep this in the back of my head. Did not record that conversation, but I know what happened. That person's mother know what happened. My mama know what happened, and that person know what happened. So even if that person gonna lie, there's other people. I mean, I get it, it's hearsay. However, this is what happened. I have no reason to lie. So anyway, fast forward back to the emergency meeting with the dean. In that meeting, it's the other girl that's being targeted, the chief justice, as well as the dean, and then it's the other person as well, and then it's me on the phone. So I let them kind of talk it out to begin with, because, you know, I'm like, I don't feel good, my stomach hurt, and I know once I snap, I'm snapping. Once I go off, I'm going off. And so that person started saying some stuff that just wasn't making sense, and I'm just like, you know, I'm really frustrated at this point. I'm drove, like, I'm pissed at this point. And so then they're like, you know, do you want to mediate? No, I don't want to mediate, because it's not getting anywhere, and we're never gonna see eye to eye unless this person admits that it's them, and then, you know, tells me why you're so pressed, why you're sending me these threats, why you're being just so juvenile and petty and acting like we don't have to go through a character and fitness background. Like, you're in professional school to be somebody's lawyer and you're harassing me. Why? So basically after that, I was like, look, this ain't happening. I want to pursue whatever legal remedies I can against this person in regards of the situation that I have as far as them harassing me from that first thing. If I can't tie you back to this text message thing, I'm gonna get you for you're harassing me from the beginning of this little situation. You're talking about me, you're bringing it back to me, you're threatening me, I got you recorded threatening me. Like, I want to prosecute you for whatever I can at this point, because you're not taking me seriously. You're playing with me. You're thinking that I can just no. We're going, whatever we can do at this point, we're gonna do that. And we were like, don't contact me again, do not message me, don't call me, don't do nothing. This person is like, you know, I find it odd because I didn't do it, but there's one person in this equation that's not here. And that person was talking about the other person whose phone they called me from way back when, in October. And I was like, that person could be brought into it too. All y'all can get in trouble. Like, I don't care at this point because all y'all are playing. And so then also that person tried to say that I'm just needing to figure out who the random guy is who's telling her that I gave out her number. Like, that person doesn't matter. And it's like, if you cared that much about that person, why did you not go to the police? Because that person doesn't even go to school with us. So you're trying to say you're scared about this person who don't even go to school with us. They have no ties back to our school except for you and her. And so that person was like, well, maybe that's who's texting you. So I was like, you know, how logical would that make, you know, how logical would that seem? That person does not have my phone number. That person does not have any of the other 4 people that are in the equation phone number. He only has one person's number. So that excuse ain't gonna work. And then that person was like, well, maybe it's an ex of mine that's trying to blackmail me. And I'm like, again, that doesn't make sense. That person, your ex, would not have my contact information because I don't know your ex. So come again. And then they were still like, you know, well, it's just one person that's supposed to be in this room, that's in this equation, that's not up in here. So I was like, all right, cool. That's the reason why I don't want to mediate, and I'm not going to mediate. So whatever we can do, we can do. At the end of the day, don't message me, don't call me, don't contact me, none of that. Then we received a string of text messages the following week on that Tuesday night. And it says, bitch, don't catch a slut. So I'm like, what? Like, how you even... You run out of stuff to say now. But I'm like, all right, this is like the night before a big exam for us. So I'm like, y'all, don't let them throw us off. You know, stay focused. Everybody got messages that was kind of crazy. You know, one of them told somebody like, don't get raped. And then one was like, you got Invisalign from stuff you did and stuff. Like, it was just dumb, like petty stuff. But the person had just recently gotten Invisalign. So it's like, how you've been watching this that hard that you know somebody got Invisalign? Like, that's crazy. You know, at this point, I'm like, y'all, don't let this distract you. You know, we got so much other stuff we need to be focused on. We got a whole big test. Con law, no joke, and I hate con law. So I was like, look, y'all, you know, we gotta stay focused. Don't let this bother you. You know, let them hate if they don't hate. Go to our con law exam. The crazy part about con law is everything was straight up until, I want to say, an hour before the test was over. The test started at like 9 o'clock. I want to say it was over at like 11 or 11:30 or something like that. By the time we got to 10 o'clock, one of the staff members at the school comes running into our classroom, and then she was like, y'all gotta get y'all stuff and go. Everybody like, what? She's like, I don't leave your stuff if you want to, leave the test. Everybody gotta get up and get out the room. So everybody at this point is in a state of panic. 70 people practically in one class trying to get up and run from out of our room to picture a small side door that's just like one single door. All of us trying to run out that door at the same time with bags and trying to make sure that nobody get hurt. Somebody apparently got trampled, ain't got nothing to do with me, but somebody fell, and we are like, we just went through this last week. This is crazy. So by the time I get down the stairs, they're like, y'all gotta go home, you know, get out the school or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. You called me last week in the traffic, I'm about to go. So I got in my car, burnt off, and then by the time I got maybe like 7 minutes away, I get a call talking about, you gotta come back as quickly as possible because we about to start the test back up. So I'm like, all right, cool. My nerves are at this point shot. So shot to pieces. hurrying up trying to make sure I get back to school on time so I can start the test. And then by the time we get back to the test, it's like at this point I gotta go to the bathroom. You know, it's people, you know, that I just really don't trust at the school, and I'm seeing them as I'm walking, and it's just like, it's just too much to me. And it's just like, it's just too much to me at this point. So I get back to school and I go take my test or whatever, but at this point my nerves are like shot. And we had talked to each other, and we had said that we're gonna go to the police station after class. After we finished the test, we were like, we're gonna go to the police station, because that morning people were just being weird. It was like somebody kind of that, you know, somebody involved in the situation was kind of rude to one of our other friends, just because he was talking to, I don't know if it was just me or it could have been just the whole thing, but when that person saw that this guy was talking to me and my friend group, he decided to completely ignore the conversation that the guy was trying to engage in him with. Just pretty much like a, you know, hey, we about to do good in this test type of thing, you know, like he literally touched his stomach and the guy just kept walking. And I was like, it's that much power in me to make you respond like that? Like, that's kind of odd to me, but all right, cool. So I was just like, okay, cool beans, whatever. So yeah. And at that point, it was just kind of like from there, that friend kind of was just like trying to extend the olive branch, was like, you know, we have so much going on. You need to be peaceful if you can, or whatever. I was like, yeah, it is what it is. So then fast forward, we go to the police station, and so we tried to go to the campus police, but by the time we tried to go to the campus police after the test was over, the campus police was still policing the building because of the little bomb threat or whatever. So we ended up going to the actual HPD, an actual HPD location around the corner from the school. So by the time we got up in there, you know, the police officer there was just kind of like very nonchalant, like, this lady has a more serious situation, so you're gonna have to wait. So we like, all right, cool. By the time he started talking to her, like, her situation seemed very like, so we ended up waiting up in there for maybe like an hour. By the time we actually spoke to him, he was like, you know, well, since it is something that happened on campus, even though it's not something that happened on campus, but he was like, since it's something that happened on a, you know, college campus, you have to contact the college police first. And so he was like, you know, we tried to do that, blah blah blah, still give me a case number just in case, because I mean, I just need something to reference that I came here. So from there, we went back to the police station at the school, and like, we literally went into complete detail, let them know, you know, this is what happened, these are their threats that are being issued. I don't trust these people at the school because I don't see them, and so it's weird for me to not see somebody, and you know, clearly you're seeing me enough to know when I do small changes, like if I change my part, like you're watching me day after day, you know, you're really studying me really hard at this point. So I'm just like, you know, I don't trust these people, I don't feel comfortable, and I just want something on record, so if something does happen to me, you know, and it's like I'm telling the school and they're not taking me seriously and things like that, like I want it to be recorded that, you know, I actually came forth and tried to, you know, put it into the situation. So we got a case number. This was like had to be maybe like the 12, maybe it was a 12, maybe it was a 12, let me see. No, I'm lying. So the common law final was on a Thursday. So on that Thursday, so we got the text message on the Wednesday. On that Thursday is when we actually had the final, when we went to the police station. So they pretty much just took our case information that was on December 6th, and I told, I was just like, you know, I hopefully don't receive any more messages. So I want to say everything had been fine and dandy, like chill, until you know, we ended school or whatever, and then I saw, you know, one of my friends had a birthday shindig. So we went to the birthday shindig, and one of my friends, one of my classmates, he's really cool with me, he kind of just sat down. I think he you know, spoke to the same guy that the other guy had ignored. He said he had spoke to that person, and they gave some excuse of why they did that. And I was just like, you know, no, it was not you. it was me and my friends, and just pretty much let him know that, you know, this is what happened. Like, whatever they say, cool, all right, that's the story that they want to stick to. That is what it is. Everybody had their own truth. But that's okay. And then I was just like, you know, that was kind of fraud. And then he was like, you know, I just want everybody to get along, and I think, you know, you guys should sit down and have a conversation. And I'm like, at this point, I don't want to talk unless that person can tell me why they have been doing this, what I've done to you to provoke any of this, like, unnecessary stuff. I don't want to talk to you unless you're interested in, you know, saying, okay, this is what I did and this is why I did it. Like, I ain't trying to hear nothing you gotta say. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense to me because I've literally done you nothing. There's nothing that you can say that I've done. I mean, except for not talk to you, and even that isn't a legitimate reason to harass somebody. So I was just pretty much talking to him, and he was like, you know, in so many words, he was like, you know, you're not gonna get any more messages. That was it, and it's over. So I was like, all right. And if I do get any more messages, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send them straight to you so you can see the kind of silliness that I'm dealing with. So I had only really been talking to my close friend group, so everything chill, everything good. So then, lo and behold, comes another text message. But guess when I got this one? On Christmas Eve. Like, are you that bored with yourself that you don't have anything else to do? And so this message was a little funnier because it was just like a in so many words, they just said I have a big head. Duh. Tell me something I don't know. But what they said, okay, they said, hey ho, that ponytail makes your head look big as fuck, so change your look. And I'm just like, okay, you're that bored that you're really stuck. Okay, so let me back up. So I had only been out 3 times with this little ponytail, right? And it's literally just a ponytail. This is the hairstyle they're talking about. This is the hairstyle they're talking about. Just literally a ponytail. A ponytail. A ponytail. Okay? They're like, it makes your hair look big. It's a ponytail. Of course your hair's gonna look big because you don't have any hair just out. But okay. So I had only been out 3 places with this hair, my hair like this. So one was to that friend's birthday party. Once was with my sores, and also in that same night I went to Grooves, which is a Houston spot, and I just so happened to see the person whose phone they called me from. It was that person's birthday function. So I was like, whatever. And I also posted a picture on my Facebook and on my Instagram, but I was just like, okay, Facebook is private, Instagram is, you know, locked. So either you saw me in person, you saw me on my Instagram, you saw me on my Facebook, but it's locked. So I'm like, process of elimination. I ain't the best at math. I ain't passed the bar yet, but I know a little bit, and I know, you know, 2 + 2 = 4. So from this, I'm just hoping that it stops. I'm hoping that I can have a positive update about this, maybe somewhere in the future where it's just like, oh my God, it's been all this time and, you know, nothing else has happened. But I doubt it. It just seems like this person isn't going to stop anytime soon because they are just childish as hell. So I'm still waiting for any information to be updated from the police. They have received every bit of text messages that I've received. They have call logs, they have audio tapes. So it's pretty much just at this point, we kind of waited a little too late in the semester to actually, you know, kind of get things started. As far as by, you know, going to the police. But I really didn't think that, like, if you would have told me on, you know, the first day of school that I would end up with somebody literally harassing me day in and day out, I would have never guessed it. If you would have told me that I would have had to go to the police station and, you know, feel like I have to bring, you know, a taser to school, like if you would have ever told me that I would have to feel like I have to protect myself at school, because I don't know, you know, you telling me it's on site, I don't know who you are. I have a feeling I know who you are, but I'm not exactly sure who you are. So I'm having to prepare myself and kind of just stay on guard at all times. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's something that anybody should really have to endure because you're either mad that I'm not your friend, or mad that I don't want to talk to you, or mad that I'm not interested in you in a certain way. Like, I just don't get it. and hopefully one day it'll all make sense. I'm sure it probably won't be today. At this point, I just feel like it's been too long. I've been silent for too long. It's like I shouldn't have to suffer in silence. I shouldn't have to just be, you know, quiet and kept to myself and reserved and not telling nobody what's going on when this is a really serious situation. You know, at the end of the day, we're about to be lawyers. So whoever this is, if they're bothering me like this, like I would never feel comfortable knowing that they are representing clients. Like, you're being obsessed, like you're literally obsessing over somebody that's not caring about you. Like, we have to pass a character and fitness background check. Like, we have to have ethics. Like, you have to practice what you're preaching a little bit. Like, we can't just be okay with somebody being so obsessive and being so crazy and doing stuff like this. Even I'm barely in this is the first semester of my second year. I still have a year and a half to deal with the school. And it's nothing that I really want to say that my school is doing, because of course my school would not approve of the behaviors of these people. It's just the fact that this is something I'm having to deal with. I think it's very uncomfortable. It's not something that I would ever wish on anybody, and I don't think it's fair. And I feel like there needs to be something done. I feel like whoever this person is, I just want you to chill at this point. Like, just leave me alone. Leave all of us alone. And it doesn't have to turn into a bigger situation. It shouldn't have even gotten to this. I should have never received the first text message. I should have never gotten calls to the dean's office. I should have never got that phone call. Like, it's so much stuff that should have never happened, but still here we are. And it's like every time I'm just like, you know, well, maybe they'll grow up, maybe it'll stop, maybe they'll change, you know, maybe I'm trying to go to, no, it's like every time I think that maybe I need to pull back a little bit, whoever this is gives me more ammunition, more reason to feel like I have to keep going hard. Because at this point, it's like, I don't know what I'm dealing with, you know, and this is a very unsure feeling. It's very uncomfortable. And yeah, I just wish that I would be, you know, done with it. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been dealing with this last semester of law school. And I'm hoping in the new year, I don't have to deal with anything of the sort. All right, so don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already done so. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.